have been that high of a guaranteed purse. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was a
Hey,
mistake.
I want to speak to Lennar directly on this.
Okay.
Lennar, let me ask you this: we see all kind of sports where guys get guarantees and they get big contracts and everything else, right? And when those guys underperform, when they underperform in those contracts, we see these organizations cut their ties. And we talking about organizations who are a lot more profitable than Top Rank, and they have a lot more going on than just that one guy. It's hard for me to believe that Bob Arum was losing the kind of money he was talking about on Terence Crawford, but they kept him under contract. They kept paying him. They kept putting him in fights. Let me finish, Lennar.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
You've been cooking for a while now.
No, I thought you were done. Go ahead, bro.
So you know, we already know that the Brook fight happened during the pandemic with no attendance. It wasn't on pay-per-view. I don't think it was on pay. No, it wasn't on pay-per-view. So clearly, in that fight, it's reasonable to believe that they may have lost some money on that fight. But when you look at all the fights that Bud has had since he restructured his deal, because he didn't re-sign like people act like his deal was over and he re-signed. He had 2 years left on his deal, and he restructured and got a better guarantee that coincided with the ESPN deal for Top Rank. And with all of that being said, of course, what was being pushed was that they were going to make the big fight. Bomac came out all excited about it, said all those fights y'all want to see are going to happen. He was proud of himself for helping Crawford get that deal. And then we saw what happened. So I give some credence to you saying that they thought they were going to get those PBC guys in the ring. But at the same time, I got to ask you,
go ahead.
2 questions. Do you honestly believe that Top Rank, who doesn't have the greatest track record with putting deals together with any Heyman fighters, and ESPN gave Terence Crawford his fight based on the expectation that they were going to make fights, with that being the main driver with why they gave Crawford the kind of money they gave him, was the expectation that they were going to get those PBC guys in the ring? And the second question is, do you honestly believe with losing that kind of money, they'd have just let the guy's contract just keep going until it ran out? Do you believe that?
Yes, because it's under contract. And remember, that money does not come out of, maybe you don't know, but the money does not come out of ESPN. The money comes out of Top Rank. Just for you to understand. That's what Bob.
Okay, let me say this. You do know
can I finish?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
Hold on.
The money comes out of Top Rank's pocket, not ESPN. People think that comes out of ESPN's money. No, it comes out of Top Rank's pocket, Bob Arum's pocket. And with that being said, as well, your first question was, do I solely believe that was a reason, do I solely believe that they guaranteed Terence Crawford a high purse because they believe that they could get those big names in the ring? Is that what your first question was?
Yeah.
Yes, and also because they had the, arguably, at least in their eyes, the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. This guy has huge pay-per-view upside. This guy's an exciting fighter in the ring. We have the Spencers, the Manny Pacquiao's, the Mikey Garcias, the Danny Garcias, the Keith Thurmans. This is going to be a big fight.
But no, they didn't have any of those guys. PBC had those guys.
I'm saying out there to fight. Not saying ESPN had those fighters. I'm talking about we have these guys out there to fight. Because like you just said, you give me some credence to that. So yes, it'd be, if you look at it from the outside looking in, oh yeah, this would be a smart move because we're gonna definitely make some profit on these guys. But whatever happened. They didn't get in the ring. Whether you want to ban Top Rank, PBC, or both, it doesn't matter. We can agree that they didn't get in the ring. So that's what happened, and the chips fell where they fell, and that's what I'm saying. That he's not worth. Again, no disrespect. He's an accomplished fighter, but when we're talking about putting the asses in the seats, that's what. And on the business side, Terence Crawford was not bringing in the revenue, so he did not deserve to be guaranteed that high of a purse. It was a mistake on Bob Arum, and you can tell because Bob Arum said himself, like, I can be a mansion in Beverly Hills with all the money I lost on Terence Crawford. You think he's lying? That man's like 90-something years old. He got no reason to lie.
Yeah, Bob Arum says a lot of stuff, man, that if I were to get on here and repeat, you would question my sanity. Why am I repeating what this man said as if I believe it to be gospel? You know what I'm saying? Like Bob Arum was on a clear, it was very clear that Bob Arum was on a smear campaign when he realized that Bud Crawford wasn't re-signing that deal. Wasn't gonna re-sign with his company.
Hey, hold up.
Bud Crawford was pretty much, everybody was asking and speculating that Bud was leaving. And Bud had to skirt around that topic for the better part of a year without saying that he was going to leave. He kept trying to leave it hanging out there that you never know what's going to happen, et cetera, et cetera. But I have to believe, just based on how Bob Arum was moving, that he had an inclination that Terence Crawford wasn't going to return. We don't know how many times they might have met trying to get something restructured or extended or whatever, and it wasn't happening. And Bud may have even said, you know, let's play this contract out and let's see what happens at the end. Because at the end, Bob Arum was still talking about doing fights with Terence Crawford. So I wonder why you would still want to do business with a guy that you lost all this money on, and you have an opportunity to wash your hands with him with no strings attached, but you still asking him to continue to do business with your company. That just, to me, that makes me, if I have to answer the question whether I believe Bob to be lying, exaggerating, or telling the truth about the money that he was losing with Terence Crawford, to me, the evidence is more in support that he's probably exaggerating, and it's more about him demeaning Crawford than it is about being accurate about what was going on in his business.
Why